Alright, stop. This is what happens when you don't prepare with any sparring in advance for a fight. But before we skip to the end, let's start where all good stories start. The start. Wait, what? Alright y'all, so it's the day of the event today, which means we actually just got to get ready. I really don't know what to expect, so we'll see when we get there. Alright, now I know I look like a corpse there, but then immediately after that, I went to weigh in. I weighed in at about 111 pounds, and then right after this, I went to check their website. Now on the website, you could see who you could possibly fight. Now I'm on there, but also there's two other people who were also on there. So seed number 1 was me. Just by default, I'm no American champion, I think. But anyway, skipping ahead, my two possible opponents are Leandro Vargas and Jezuri Mejia. All you need to know is that they're both in my general age and weight range, but they also have some more experience on me. One of them, which is Leandro Vargas, has 3 losses. But the other, oh boy, the other is Jezuri Mejia, and he has 15 fights. Do you want to know his record? His record is undefeated. Dude, he's only drawn and he's only won. How am I supposed to even fight that? Dude, I need to hire a hitman or something. Like, I'm gonna put a banana peel under the winner of that fight's chair so they slip, hopefully break their back in 50 different places, and I could just sweep in and win. Automatically. Now, the only good news from this is that it's a 3-man bracket and I'm seed number 1. That means I get to fight at the end. So hopefully, that's a slight advantage since I don't actually get to fight first. I don't know. Hopefully they get tired.
Kobe?
You take your shoes off or no?
No, just like
That's fine.
Yeah, let's go.
Alright, what happened?
I mean, it's the shoes. I'm 2 pounds extra, but it should be fine. Cause, you know,
What did it say?
I'm 113.
Those are 2 pounds?
I guess.
What are we doing next?
I'll go eat. This is definitely one of the areas ever.
If you're watching this video and not playing it in the background, you may see that one of the guys standing up is the monster that I might have to face. They had us stand up because we needed to see the matchmaking during the rules. So after this, I got to go outside and I got to warm up.
Pulling on the wraps because we're warming up a bit earlier, so I might have to warm up again, but it is going to be a fun event. We're going to be fighting in kind of a 3-way tournament bracket. Now, luckily I am at the end, so that's going to give me a slight advantage, but I'm really excited to see the way it goes, because I get to study a bit on my opponents. They're going to have to fight, and then immediately after, I will fight the winner of that bracket. I would say we got pretty lucky with the draw, honestly, you know, since we're seed 1 technically. Yeah, get to fight that, so it's gonna be fun. Even though we get 1 fight, let's try and do what we do.
Alright y'all, so while this shadow boxing footage is going on, I'm just gonna take this time to actually brief you a bit on the background of this event, you know? So, I started boxing about 9 months ago now. It's not that long in the grand scheme of things when it comes to actually being in the sport, but I believe I started at a good time. Now, I wanted to join this event specifically because I'm gonna be honest, I haven't sparred in a while, and that's probably because I've switched gyms. Now, don't get me wrong, I love my new gym, however, they have a 1-month policy where you basically can't spar. I understand that, you know, if you get hit for the first time, it really sucks. Trust me, I would know. But I really wanted to get some experience in, so I chose this event. Now, I thought that the sparring wasn't really gonna be a big issue. Alright, enough of that. I actually got it clean. This fight wasn't just against my opponent. It was against pain, and it was against doubt. It was against every single reason why I told myself not to fight. How during the whole week of training beforehand, my elbow was injured.
Alright y'all, just recording this the day before the fight, so it sucked a lot, but I've been icing my elbow with this, and the reason why is because I've been injured. I injured my elbow during training, and overall it actually sucks a lot. Like, it's not good. I can't really throw my cross at all. Now the good news is that I'm a right-handed southpaw, so you know, my jab is slightly stronger than my cross. But this just kind of sucks, you know. Hopefully I'll be able to actually perform in the ways that I want, but meanwhile, I'm just gonna have to pray that this ice works.
And what made that worse was that when I was warming up, this happened.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Yeah, that sucked a lot. At that moment, I knew that trying to win this fight is like trying to win a race with a flat tire. Sure, you could keep going at the start, but eventually it's gonna keep attacking you more and more, and it's gonna get harder every single time. But, you know, when I think about it, I know that at any time I want to fight, I'll never be at my 100%. It's physically impossible to be completely perfect every single day. So when something like this happens, you know you have two choices. You either stop, give up, and quit, or you push through whatever doubts that you have and see how far you could take it. I chose the latter option. So as you can see right here, I'm watching the fight before. Remember, we are in a 3-man tournament, which means basically I got to fight last and I got to wait. Now, these two are going at it right now. And if I had to be honest, I really hope for an upset here. I hope the guy with a slightly less sturdy record would have won this bout. Why? Because hopefully I would have had more chance, but you know, spoiler alert, the guy with 15 wins won. Well crap. Was this the outcome I was expecting? Yeah, but at that point was I wishing for it to happen? Hell no! But sometimes you gotta face the dragon head on. So I geared up and got ready for the bout. So it's mandatory where they basically have to check your gloves, you know? I'm wearing 12 ounces here, so that's pretty fun. Now I'm wearing my Hayabusa gear, not sponsored, but please check out my ambassador link. But overall, they got approved. And well, it happened so fast, I immediately went to my corner and I got ready. You could see me staring into the distance there, you know? I wasn't really staring at anything because I was just kind of zoned out. Well, more like zoned in, because, you know, I was trying to focus. I was trying to get my game plans ready, but really, I really didn't know what to expect. He was a slick counterpuncher, and I just tried to do my best. Now, don't get me wrong, I was trying to hype myself up here, like I really was. I was, you know, telling myself I'm gonna beat this guy, telling myself that I am going to win, and that medal is going to be around my neck. But, I noticed something. You see the gloves he's wearing in this video? Alright, now look at this video where he's getting ready. He's wearing Cleto Reyes. Now if you know boxing, you know that Cleto Reyes are made for impact. They actually are really, really tough gloves. Hell, I've had some experiences where my sparring partners had Cleto Reyes and oh man, they put the hurt on them. Now it's not just because, you know, they had Cleto Reyes, obviously they had more skill than me, but the point still stands. And that was scary to me. That took me out of my game. But whether you're ready or not, sometimes your time has to come. And well, it came for me right here. Well, like my other videos, I'm gonna be commentating on this one, but I won't be as intrusive. I'm gonna just give you a couple notes and my thoughts during the fight. Now I was just trying to feel him out, but boom, that quick tap hit me like lightning. Dude, I didn't even know what happened there. All good though, we immediately went back into our side.
Move.
You guys see that, right? I don't know how many punches that was. You could tell me in the comments, but dude. Holy crap. You heard my corner at the end there telling me to move, and well, simply I wasn't doing that. That was a lot of missed exchanges, but then we went into a clinch. I got to break and I got to look at him for a bit, because I really didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, those last words basically depicted my mental state. I really knew I was probably a lot down on the scorecards, if I had to be honest. He was just simply outmaneuvering me. But it is what it is, and I'm already in it, so I gotta stick with it.
Make it fun.
With those words from my corner, I immediately knew, I only had one more thing to do, and that was just make it to the end and try to make it as competitive as I could at that state.
Go.
Already off to a horrible start, he immediately landed one of those long combinations.
1-3.
As you can see, the ref there was asking me something. He asked me if I wanted to continue, and I said yeah. He asked me, are you sure? And I said yeah again. Because I didn't feel like quitting at this point. I just knew I had to take and give whatever I could. My bad. I know. I didn't know we were breaking there. But yeah, I landed a clean thing, so that's pretty good. I landed something clean for once.
Let's do the Go, finish.
And the ending of that fight finally came. Now, did I win? Nah, as you can see right here. I lost. There's not much else to say about that. I mean, what else can I say? I lost and he was the better man, just simply. But am I mad at that? Yeah. I hate losing a lot. I've never liked it ever since I was a little kid. And could I have trained a lot better? Yeah, I probably could have, included just enough sparring to the point where I got rid of my ring rust. But, I didn't really think that was a problem. And you know what the outcome of that was. So I'm gonna leave you with two quotes before I let you go. The first quote that I heard from a very, very smart man is that you don't rise to the occasion. You fall to your level of training. And well, that's, the cautionary tale that I want to tell today. Always spar. Now obviously, don't hard spar all the time. You don't want your head to be a pile of mashed potatoes, but you should always be, at least doing a bit of light sparring. You need to get rid of that ring rust if you're gonna go to an event, or if you're doing anything of the sort. Always be as ready and as prepared as you can for anything. But I think this loss was probably the best way to go out. I fought, let's be honest, probably one of the best fighters in my weight class in Southern California. As of editing, he's still undefeated, and it is what it is. Sometimes the matchmaking won't be in your favor. Look, I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I really didn't want to post this video. I mean, by the time of posting, it's literally been more than a month since the event. And honestly, I don't know why. I don't know if it's the embarrassment of losing or something else. I just know that it's a battle that I have to face, and sometimes you just have to face something head on, like I've said this whole video. And that brings me to my second quote. And that's a quote from Rocky Balboa. It ain't about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take
and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. So like Rocky, I want you to take this into account into whatever you're doing in life. Not just whenever you're training, if you do train, just, in any scenario you encounter. And I'm also going to be taking these words into account like Rocky. I want revenge for my loss. I want to win, and I don't like losing. So this isn't gonna be the last event I'm gonna go to. You're gonna see me do a lot more in the future. And I think I've let myself yap on here for way too long. But I'm Kobe Gaza. If you want to watch more of my content, please watch me here on YouTube, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a great day. Alright, you could go now.